Hi.
So TFA podcast episode number 3. I'm Tanis and this is
Sam.
Special guest. So Chris has gotten the day off from podcasting, and today Sam is going to be my co-host. And for those of you who don't know Sam, this is Sam. She is our employee, our number one, first ever, best ever person that we work with. So she does just Chris Tan and Sam.
Chris Tan and Sam.
Yeah. So that's the plan for today's episode. We're going to talk about Sam, what she does here, what it's like working at TFA when you're not married to me.
I basically am.
Yeah, I know. We're like sister wives.
But me and Chris are your sister wives.
Yeah, I guess. That's true. And let's kick it off with what we're working on.
All right. First, I need to say today is a birthday episode. It's Tanis' birthday, so
birthday.
Lots of comments, please. Happy birthday to
Thanks,
Tanis.
Sam. Sam got me a very thoughtful gift. All my favorite things surprised me. I love it.
It's easy. We have the same favorite things, so
Yeah.
it's like shopping for myself.
Yeah. Except for I do candy and you do chocolate.
Yes. Yeah, that's the one difference.
But I'll do chocolate. I would do chocolate.
And I do candy.
Yeah. But there you go.
Right.
Oh, let's talk about what you're wearing first.
Okay.
What are you wearing?
I am wearing my most worn knitted item, actually. It's my most recent, but is by far my most worn.
Yeah, I see. She wears a lot.
Yeah. It's Sunday Drive, and it's out of Silent Movie.
Yeah, so nice.
And I love it. It's
beautiful.
cozy.
Yeah, it looks so nice on you. I love it in Silent Movie, and the buttons.
Yeah, the buttons were just like a really awesome find. I was looking on Etsy. I didn't really know what I wanted, and then these popped up, and I was like, "Oh, I need them. They're perfect."
They're marble.
Yeah.
Well, they're not. They're not stone.
They're marble-esque.
Yeah.
The only thing that's kind of like a bummer about it is that they're antique buttons, so people keep asking me where I got them, but unfortunately they were the only ones. But there must be other ones.
I'm sure that you could find like a pseudo marble replica.
Yeah. I love it. It's a really fun pattern to knit too.
Oh, I'm glad that you like it. Yeah,
I love it. There will be another one in my future for sure.
I think it's the one that you could like own multiples of and have it still be. I'm wearing Monte Rosa by Isabel Kramer.
Mm-hmm.
I knit this in. I have to check. I always mix up a couple designers. I knit this in velvet and papaya. It has a zipper.
Love it.
Just love it. It's it's like it's more fitted. It's kind of sporty.
Yeah.
Like the pop of color in the collar. I don't think that was in the pattern, but I added it and I like it. And nice. I love the velvet. I love the velvet color. As I'm like picking up all these little white dog hairs, as I'm like admiring it, I'm like, oh,
Stella's a part of the sweater.
She is.
I really like the velvet with the papaya because it pulls out the
like the sort of lighter spots in the velvet. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. It's very nice.
So what are you working on?
Okay, so all right. So this first project, I have a shawl.
Beauty.
I love this pattern. Okay, so the pattern is called Hollows, and it's by Mandarin, and I love it. So the yarn, you guys are going to see a trend here in my favorite yarn. This is the Pure Wash Fingering, and it is so nice to knit with. The story with this shawl is I've actually knit like 4 different shawls out of it because I just want it to be the perfect combo of the yarn and the pattern because I just love the yarn so much.
Chris dyed the color specifically for you.
Yeah.
Actually, like in October.
Exactly.
Before you were going out for a wedding.
I was leaving for a trip and I wanted something to knit, and Chris was like, well, what do you want? I'll dye you something. And this is kind of like the beginnings of the evergreen color, kind of. It was like when we were testing out greens and stuff, so.
Yeah, and she
really
had some green speckle plans that she wanted. And so Chris came up with that.
Yeah.
So she has these 2 special skeins, and you knitted into like you almost had a shawl.
I did.
And you decided that it wasn't.
I was like, it's just not perfect enough.
It wasn't the right one.
And
then you knit this one.
Yeah, and then this one
is
yes.
Because she made a little snafu.
Yeah. I didn't read. I thought that I knew what I was doing, and I didn't apparently. So I restarted.
But it's looking really beautiful.
Yeah, I love it.
It's gonna be good.
I don't want it to end. I'm taking longer to knit it. I'm milking it for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my first project.
That's your first one. Okay, so we'll go one at one. Okay, so my first project is actually, I started this little cardigan. I'm seeing my my nieces, my family for Easter this weekend, and I have a niece who just celebrated her first birthday, and so I decided yesterday that I needed to knit her a cardigan. So I'm like,
we do.
almost done. But she's just at first birthday. She's tiny. So this is in our Pure Wash in one of our recent speckled colorways, Mimosa.
Love it.
Love it. Such a fun,
So nice.
cheerful yellow. And I'm holding it up. It looks so weird because it's one of these patterns. Okay, the pattern is called the Flower Cardigan by Yulina Murak. And it starts, there's like a flower hexagon in the back. So you knit it from like the center out in the back, and then you put all these stitches on hold while you work all these short rows around the sides to create the lower back and the front. And so right now it's just like this crazy origami jigsaw puzzle. But I can sort of tell that it's going to look like a sweater
cool.
at some point. Yeah.
The construction is like
It's
really awesome.
really cool. So I thought like the little flower is just so cute, and for like a tiny little girl. And then the super fun to knit something. Like I have no idea what I'm doing. What's going on. But all the projects, it just says it's like just trust the pattern and it works. And so you're doing it and you're like, okay, whatever. Like I don't have no idea how this weird like sideways knitting is going to result in a cardigan, but I think it will.
It's really nice. What's cool too is for like a variegated yarn, it's a really awesome project because then it won't pool funny.
Oh,
because your rows are just kind of like all
they're
over
constantly
the place.
changing.
Yeah,
so you're not. That's a good point, Sam.
Yeah. Oh, it looks great.
Yeah, no, it's really fun. I'm really pumped to block it because I think that little flower is just gonna pop, and I love it in this cheerful yellow. My sister-in-law loves yellow, so
it'll be a good one.
It's
for
a good
her.
opportunity to knit with yellow. So those are like our little projects we're working on. We have other projects to share too, right? Or do you have another little one that you want to share?
I mean,
I
have
like
a
big
sock.
project that we're sort of both working on, but we're saving it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a sock. I always have a sock.
Yes.
I'm just kind of, I've become like a socked addict lately. I've knit so many socks.
Yeah, and she can knit a sock in like, well, we were talking about it yesterday. If it's the weekend, like, so you don't.
Yeah, if I have like a bit more time during the day, like easily 3 days, a pair of socks is
a
done.
pair of socks.
Yeah.
2 socks.
Yeah.
It's insane. I can't knit socks that fast. I don't know. How you do it.
I don't know either because I can't knit anything else that quickly, like the same amount of yarn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But socks in 3 days.
Apparently, yeah.
Like a weekday, which is a little bit less time, maybe like, I guess like 5 days for
like
socks.
4 or
I don't
5.
know.
Yeah.
But that's crazy fast
Yeah.
for socks. So there's Sam's sock machine.
Yeah, so I'm knitting this one up right now. It's Scrumptious Pearl yarn, actually. So it's easy for me to knit socks often because I dye sock yarn. So I have
She dyes beautiful self-striping sock yarn, which is so, I guess, and this one you have the little contrast heel.
Yeah, I put contrast heel. This is actually going to be
it.
for a girlfriend of mine who lives in Belgium.
Oh, nice.
And it was her birthday, so I'm sending her.
Socks.
Yeah, she's a good hand knit recipient.
Oh, I love it.
She's worthy of them.
Good friend.
Yeah, so that's that.
Okay, so then if you have another little project to share, I'll share.
Yeah, the color is called Full Bloom.
Oh, love it. Oh, for one of your new spring.
Yeah,
colors.
one of the spring colors. Shane actually named this, which is so cute. I think that's so cute.
Shane's her dreamy boyfriend. Okay, so then sidebar. Chris isn't here, so I'll embarrass. Well, I won't embarrass him.
Yeah,
he wouldn't be embarrassed by this. But I was like, what should we talk about? What should I ask Sam? Because we're gonna do 3 little questions at the end. And I was like, I should ask her something cute, like something about Shane. And he was like, ask her how she focuses, like, on what he's saying, because he's so dreamy. Like, does she ever just get lost in his eyes? And I'm like, Chris, you need to calm down.
That's so funny. Yeah, we all
really
all
dreamy.
are have a little
He's so
crush on
cute.
Shane.
Yeah,
he's a fun guy.
He's really nice. He's smart, whatever. But he's also
before we
cute.
We should have reeled him in and got him working here, and then we would have been the
I know.
superhero 4.
Shane, what are you doing with your life? I know. More on Shane later.
Yeah.
We're gonna get him. I think you guys are gonna watch this.
Yeah, for sure.
Hi, Shane.
Hey.
So this is my other project. I've kind of put this aside because I'm working on the little sweater, but I showed this in our last episode and it was just like half of the front. And now it has a front and a back, and it's been seamed at the shoulders, and then I just need to add sleeves. But I want to, so this is the future sweater version of my Seaboard tank pattern, which was a lace weight tank top, and so now I'm making a DK weight sweater. And But yeah, I tried it on just to see if it was going to fit, and it totally does fit, and it looks really cute as like a little t-shirt.
It looks really cute as a t-shirt.
I want to weave in all the ends and take photos of it as a tee, and sort of then decide if I really need sleeves or what I want to do with it, or maybe the pattern will be dual option, sleeve or no sleeve.
That's what I'm hoping for.
That's what I think. Because I do want to see what it looks like with sleeves, but it's too cute to just like bypass the T portion. The T stage altogether. So I'm gonna finish that up, and then it's gonna be like a 2-part FO. Which is cool.
Very nice.
So that's sort of what we're working on. So then.
Exactly. The drum roll project.
Yeah.
Okay. So the backstory to this is Tanis and I are essentially the same person, as we said earlier. And one of our like big things is we get an idea in our head. Let's say we get an idea in our head at like 10 a.m. By like 11:30, we are like in full force working on it.
Yeah.
And that's like in all aspects. Knitting, makeup.
Yeah, makeup. So Sam and I share a love for knitting, and we have a lot in common.
And a lot of like really random things in common too.
Like favorite high school crush, John Bon Jovi. Neither of us are old enough to really be like
for that to be like a thing.
Yeah, but so it's like, you like John Bon Jovi? I love, but I mean, he's not that crazy because John Bon Jovi. But it was funny. I thought that you would be way too young because I thought that I would. I mean, she's a little bit younger than me, not that much, like 5 years younger than me or something. But still, he was. I didn't even know if he had like an album out when you were like. How do you even?
No, we actually. It's funny. One of my girlfriends bought me like a cassette. And we were like not in the cassette era, but we played it all the time. So random.
And it's funny.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of things in common, basically. And one of them is our commitment to obsessing over projects.
Yes, absolutely.
And so we got it in our head. I think we were talking about we should knit lighter weight. Like let's knit something lightweight for summer. Like okay, and then we started looking at patterns. Yeah. And we started sort of brainstorming. And then by like an hour later, we had both given Chris strict orders to disregard the dye list for the day. He had to dye these colors for us to knit our sweaters. Yeah. And that's an exaggeration because he just added them on to the end of the day.
But he's really cool about stuff like that with us. He knows because he can see us in here, and I think he can tell when we have an idea in our head, and he's like, oh gosh,
something's going on here. Yeah. And so we're both knitting actually really similar sweaters. So should we hold them up and show?
Yeah. Okay. I'm in love with this project.
Da, 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 da. That's funny. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what is yours?
Okay, so I am knitting, the pattern is called Puntia by Joji Locatelli. And I have a bit of a variation on it. So her original pattern is a solid color, and then it has this really beautiful lace trim at the bottom in a contrasting color. But I saw a version of it with stripes, and I fell in love with it. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing the stripes.
I love the stripes. And the stripes are not in the entire sweater. Yeah. It's kind of below.
Right when you join for under the arms, that's where I started.
Stripes and really subtle stripes. And so the colors.
Yeah, okay. So the first color that I chose was the stripe color, and it's Mimosa.
Mimosa, the same.
Yeah.
I'll hold up the samples. I happen to have one right here.
There you go.
So it's the light yellow speckle.
Yeah, I just fell
cheerful, really fun color.
in love with it. And I never gravitate towards yellow, so I kind of knew I had to knit with it.
It was a special yellow.
Yeah, so that's my contrast color. And then the color that kind of joins our two projects is Trinity, which was a club.
It was a club colorway, I think in maybe 2016, I guess.
Yeah, 2016.
I think one of the first club segments of 2016.
Yeah.
It was a club colorway, this really, really light kind of beigey pink.
So beautiful.
It's really, really pretty.
So nice.
It's really pretty, and it pairs so well with other things. And so
love it.
She's working on that. And Pure Wash fingering for the Trinity. And then Red Label for the speckle, for the stripes.
That was Tanis's idea, and I'm so happy that I
love
did that.
the different, I mean, it's from a distance you can't tell, but slight different texture.
And the shine on the red label is so nice.
Yeah, it's really really, so it makes the stripes really glow. So then mine, I'm working on Indian Summer by Amy Miller, and I'm just about done the body. I'm just working on some underarm shaping, and then I get to separate for the top and bottom. So I've knit it's knit bottom up. You knit that beautiful lace panel. I've knit that in natural, and then I striped for the funny. So also. They're both like light, like fingering weight,
Yeah.
positive ease, striped, Trinity with a speckle.
Exactly.
Sweaters. And so this is Trinity with paisley, another like sort of like the reddish, pinkish speckle that we did. These are all speckles that we did for an update last month, and then we've been doing them to make the palettes recently.
Oh
and
yeah.
we're still making more. There will be more available.
We're definitely making
We're
more.
not over them.
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of like hit our stride with that batch of speckles.
Yeah.
We were able to reproduce them. They were really beautiful, and we had a wide variety of colorways. And so we're gonna there will be more. So don't worry, everybody. Yeah. So I love it. So pretty.
It's really nice.
And so we call these sweaters our best friend sweaters.
Yeah.
Because we're twinsies.
Yeah.
And also because Sam.
Yeah, so so Tanis and I have been working together for a year now.
Yeah.
It's been a year.
I know.
Crazy. And I, unfortunately, I guess is the best way of putting it for now, we're actually going to be moving. We're relocating.
Not we.
Not we. Yeah, exactly. I'm taking Tanis with me. No,
couple.
so myself and my boyfriend Shane are relocating to Toronto.
Boo.
Boo. Boo is right.
So Sam's moving.
Yeah. It's a work relocation. It's not a by choice relocation.
Yeah.
So
I know.
Unfortunately.
So Sam came in the day when she had to,
to
tell me that she was gonna have to be leaving, and she sits down and literally I'm like, hey, how was your weekend? She's like, okay, I have to tell you.
Yeah.
And she told me right away, and you were really she was like, you were crying, you were upset.
I was.
And I was trying to be strong. I didn't want you to feel bad. I didn't want to make her even though I'm gonna miss her so much, I didn't want you to feel badly about it. So I'm like, wow, you guys are gonna love it. It's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna be fine. Don't worry about us. And then later on in the day, as we were talking about it, so I was like a rock.
Yeah, and then
I don't know what we talked about. So we haven't. I was like,
I don't know.
I'm really gonna miss you. I'm like, you're my best friend.
I know.
And so that's what's gonna be hard. I mean, obviously, everybody work. We love having you here, and
it is hard because Tanis and I, we work with Chris, but like you've said in the past podcast, Chris doesn't work with us in the office every day. Chris has his own office. Yeah. So you and I, our desks are
we have
there.
It's one desk, and we just sit across from each other.
We
and
just stare at each other all day. So we were really lucky. We work wise, it worked out great. Yeah. But friendship wise, it was a really nice.
Because it was incredibly daunting before we hired you to even think about hiring somebody, because I couldn't really picture what it was going to be like having an employee in the house, since it's in the house.
Right.
My kids are home 2 days of the week. Chris and I are married, so it's me, my husband, and one other person in our house. It's so in the house.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So I was like, how is this going to work? And then when Sam and I really hit it off, we met at a local yarn shop where we used to work. I knew, I had a feeling. I was like, and for a year leading up to it, we didn't know each other very well, but I knew you
we would
from the
see
shop.
each other. Yeah.
And leading up, I was like, I can't imagine anybody working here. I'm like, except for one person. I feel like, even though we don't really know each other, I feel like Sam and I would really work well together. And then, thank God, oh my God, it did.
Yeah.
When people would be like, is it weird having you in the house? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
It's weird having, it's like we're roommates.
Honestly, yeah. It doesn't feel, I don't feel, I'm so comfortable here now. It's so easy.
And for the first week, I worked really hard to have the house, because she comes in the front door, she walks by the kids' boots, and she has to hang her coat on top of Rowan's snowsuit. It's very personal, right? Yeah. She has to walk over Micah's books before she gets.
I love it.
But and I would try really hard to have everything really clean and professional, because I was like, well, she's got to go into the kitchen and grab a glass of water. I don't want her to have our dirty porridge pot in the sink when she's doing it. And then by week 2, I'm like, I can't keep this up. Sam, we had porridge for breakfast.
Okay, so to be fair, your home is always very clean. It is. It's very clean. So that's not even.
We try, but.
And I love it. It's so funny because people say they're is it hard working in a house with a family and young kids, and I'm I actually look forward to the days where the boys are home.
It's cute, so since they're only home on Mondays and Fridays, on Thursdays Sam will be like, yeah, I can see a little pep.
I know.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, I love you guys,
Thanks.
but I love the boys.
I know, they're fun. Much before you started working here, how much sort of involvement, like how much overlap there was going to be, and it turns out there's a lot. I think also because my boys love Sam.
And I love them. Like, so I think we both kind of didn't really know what to expect.
Maybe if you were a different person and you weren't, like, really into kids,
cause
they would just leave you alone. But they don't leave her alone. No.
I don't want them to either. I come in on Friday, I'm like, so, Rowan, what's our show going to be today? What performance?
And Micah, so we have the baby gate, so Micah can't really come on his own, like, free will into
well, because there's a lot of tools, too. So we don't want him to hurt himself.
Like that.
Yeah.
But he just stands at the gate and he's like, one of his first, I think it was like one of his first words, he'd be like, Sham?
Yeah.
Sham?
He's
like the way he said it. It was so
cute.
funny. And then she'd just be like, hi, Micah. I'd be like, hi, Sham.
And then, like, go on with his day. Yeah. Just make sure I was doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're just going to talk a little bit about what Sam does here on a daily basis, like what your job is.
Mm-hmm.
So Sam does all the shipping. She does all the kit making. She does all the labeling and winds the yarn when it's dry, puts it on the shelves, like all the day-to-day, all the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything.
And we chat a lot too. We do
a lot of brainstorming.
Yeah. We bounce ideas off each other.
Yeah, like
Tanis likes to talk ideas out, which is
like to talk
good.
Yeah.
Then we can chat about them and kind of.
Yeah, that's been huge because I talk about it a lot. I talk about knitting and my ideas and whatever I want to do a lot with Chris, and he can only take so much. He's got an interest in it, of course, but not the same kind of, like when I'm holding up two pinks and I'm like, what pink? He's like, I don't care what pink. Whereas Sam really gets it. She'll
I'm as obsessed.
Really tell me the truth, how she feels about those pinks. Yeah.
Chris also, because he's out in the studio, he doesn't see like what we're shipping out.
Yeah.
When so it's easier for us to kind of figure out what to do next.
Yeah.
We see what's selling and what's.
Yeah, he just brings all the yarn in and then doesn't know what happens to it.
Right. Exactly. So, no, it's fun. It's like it's a dream. It really is like a dream job. It's really awesome. It's a really fun work environment. It's challenging in the right ways too, because we're always like coming up with new ideas. Mm-hmm. And and I've learned so much from Chris and Tanis, like other than like yarn stuff. Chris and Tanis are the best parents.
Oh.
They are amazing parents. Your boys are very lucky, and they're great little boys. You guys are, it's really nice. It's nice to see. I hope it's funny. So I obviously see Chris and Tanis every day. And Shane sees them frequently enough that he knows you guys well, and he hears about them every day. And we both say we hope we can have a family like you guys one day. You guys are really good parents, so it's really nice
of you
to have that as an example. And see that it's so, you guys make it seem very easy.
It's doable.
Yeah. No, exactly. So
it's not easy, but you see it. She sees it all, so that means a lot.
Yeah. No, it's
the
really
good
nice.
moments and the bad moments. But
no, you're really good with them, and you're a great mom, and Chris is a great dad. They're really lucky to have you guys both here.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, that's why we do what we do from home, so we can be here for them. So that's really nice to hear.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna miss about working at TFA?
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna miss you guys obviously the most. Like, I'm gonna miss the family the most. Like lunches with Rowan and Micah in the kitchen, and I'm gonna miss like sitting and chatting about yarn every day.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a really big it's gonna be a big adjustment.
That's a big change.
I have done that every day for the last like 6 years.
Yeah.
So it's like a big change. I'm sure I'll message you almost every day. What are you working on now? What do you do? What's going on? Because it's really fun to see everything
we'll keep in touch. We'll find
she can't get rid of me. I'm not going anywhere. So.
And what about, what are you not going to miss? What's your least favorite? What's the worst thing about working at TFA?
Oh my gosh.
If you're not comfortable answering that, because I'm right here, I have a suggestion. As to what I think you don't like doing.
I'm wondering. Oh, okay. I know the thing that I don't like doing the most, just because it's daunting and everyone feels this way. The mini skeins.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But that's only because you have to make so many of them at once.
Okay.
And you have to, it's like really funny. So we have like an automated machine that does it, and you can you have like just enough time in between like the next mini skein to like to wind the last one.
Yeah.
So it's a very like.
But you can't, if you're you can't like stop for a glass of water.
Exactly. So,
or a sip of water. You have to like keep it going.
Yeah.
Like,
so
you gotta,
that is like the most intense part of.
These are intense.
They're intense.
No joke.
Because if you want to like get them out quickly, you gotta like. It's like
you can't take breaks.
Those mini skeins, they're a lot of work. Those are good.
Yeah.
Good value for what they are.
I thought you were gonna maybe say dropping off packages at the post office.
Oh.
Because Chris does it most days,
oh my gosh,
because when we have a ton, and he's just he's just better at like handling all the heavy stuff.
He's really good with it. He is like so. He's like really good. He always like lifts things for us. He's like, don't do that. I'll
really
bring the
good
boxes
at lifting. Yeah, so strong. But yeah, and sometimes when you go to the post office with like so much, and they give you stink eye because they're like
they're not very nice to me. Chris is like tall and handsome and has like a cool style, and they're like, hey Chris, and I walk in and they're like, oh, and I'm like he's kind of having trouble.
I know, like, trying to get the door open. Yeah. He has an in with the post office. He's like there, so it's better to keep him doing it. I thought you were gonna say that. That's funny.
Oh, that's funny. I don't even. To be honest, I haven't been doing it at all.
Yeah,
lately. Chris does it all the time now. Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, for sure, I thought the kid making the mini skeins was gonna be like the next most. Just
well, it's not. I won't. Yeah, I mean, like I don't mind it. It's just funny because it's like a really intense 2 hours where you're like.
It's like not always super fun.
Yeah, it's the palettes are fun to make though. Because the thing that's fun with the palettes is we change them frequently enough that it's fun to like come up with them, and like those Take 5 palettes. Yeah, those were really fun to make.
Yeah, because then you just and it's fun that you don't have to always. What's fun about doing the ones that aren't like you're not committed to having to always repeat them, like when you're just doing one of a kind ones where we just pull from what we have available and put together a set, so you don't have to fit it in. You can't be like, oh, we did one already that was kind of like this.
Right.
You just do whatever you want. Like you don't have to overthink it. Just if it looks good, it works.
Yeah, it's really creative.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Do you think it's time for our last questions?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think the game thing has become like
like we have to end off with like a fun little game. So I'm going to ask you 3 questions. I feel like I maybe already asked them during this thing. And you're going to ask me questions. So do you want to go first or what?
Sure. I'll start. Okay. So I have them written down. Okay. So what is your favorite type of pattern to design? Or what comes to you?
Oh, to design.
The easiest.
Do you know what? It seems to be recently, I don't know why, I only think sweaters.
Yeah.
Like, I wish that I was designing more hats and like rectangular scarves because then you can design it they're more like one size fits all. I think sweaters, I get these ideas for sweaters and I do it and then I love it and then I'm like, oh my god, I have to make this available in like 12 sizes and then that gets like really overwhelming and daunting, and it's so much harder than just doing it in one size. But I seem to I think of something and I'm like, oh, that would be a great sweater, and I wish that I would just be more like, that would be a great scarf. But I always think, I don't know.
Yeah, you're good at sweater designing.
I like sweaters.
Yeah, and you come up with the ideas quickly, and then just comes.
To ride the wave of inspiration.
Interesting. I thought that might be your answer. Yeah.
I think too, maybe because of the kids, and I've been doing more. Like I think of things in terms of baby to big, right? Like in terms of and so I can picture. I don't know if that really makes sense because they can wear hats too. So why can't I just design hats?
Yeah, but it's fun. Knitting baby sweaters is fun.
Maybe that's what it is. And so oftentimes too, I think of something and then I go, oh, that would be such a cute baby sweater. Yeah. And then as I'm making the baby sweater, I'm like, ooh, I would totally wear that. That could be a good adult sweater. And then not only are you grading it for like 12 adult sizes, but also 8 children's sizes.
Yeah.
You just made your life miserable.
It's a big task.
It is a big task.
Yeah.
But then you get to have adorable baby and adult sweaters.
So cute.
I can dress Chris and Micah in the same sweater.
Oh, so. That's the best.
Worth it.
Totally worth it.
Yeah. Are we going one for one?
Yeah, let's do one for one.
Okay. Oh, I totally already asked you all of my questions. Okay, here's another one. Okay, what's your favorite TFA color and base?
Ooh. Okay, so if the present me, like right now, is answering that, mimosa is my favorite color.
Oh, nice.
I love it. It's like, I will definitely be knitting with it again. I'll have a sweater, and then I definitely will need a shawl. So mimosa would be my current obsession.
Great.
But all-time favorite color? Oh, that's hard. I have, like, the first color that comes to head is Ravine.
Oh.
I love Ravine.
Yeah.
And I really love Fig.
Nice. She has a beautiful R&R hoodie.
Oh, yeah.
Really
That was the
good.
first thing I knit when I started.
Yeah. She test knit it.
Yeah.
Test knit. Yeah,
Yeah.
R&R hoodie. Yep.
Yeah. So I think those two would probably. And then my favorite base. Okay, Pure Wash in general is just
Nice.
so nice to knit with. So nice to knit with.
I agree.
And lately the fingering. I've
Pure Wash
really
fingering.
been loving the fingering.
Yeah, I agree. I knit recently a shawl in Pure
Mhm.
Wash fingering, the Take It All shawl by Lisa Haynes, and it made like a whole new appreciation for the Pure Wash fingering. It's so good for shawls.
It's
I
really
mean, and now
nice
I'm knitting
for
it in the sweater, and I love it
Exactly.
in sweaters too. I think that I used to think of, I don't know, I used to think of fingering way more. Like, I was a pretty avid sock knitter. I
Right.
still am. But using it, like, I could get a bigger appreciation for it when you use it for more multiple projects, like for shawls and sweaters.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Shape and, yeah.
It's just, I think it's the no nylon that
Yeah.
at first we both are used to knitting socks, so we were like, what are we gonna do? And then it just blooms so nicely,
Yeah.
the fingering, when
Yeah.
you like block it and
Really
it's
into it now,
light.
too.
I'm really into
That's
it.
funny, because I was like having such a hard time coming up with questions to ask Sam, because we spend all day
Yeah.
talking. I know.
Yeah.
I don't have any questions.
Exactly.
I know.
It's funny. One of my questions, my next question was
Okay,
going to be,
next question.
what if you could only knit with one of your bases, what would it be?
Okay, so actually, as much as, well, you know what? I'm going to Pure Wash fingering. I'm going to say Pure Wash fingering,
Yeah.
and this is why. So I love the Pure Wash bases, and I would I probably knit with the DK a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe more. Maybe, but the reason I'm going to go with fingering is because I could hold it double and get multiple gauges.
I like it. Yeah.
So, more bang for your buck.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Pure Wash fingering.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's Pure Wash fingering.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Okay, so one of my questions was going to be, is Rowan really as helpful as he thinks he is? So that one doesn't work.
He is, though. He really is. And I get entertainment. If you guys could
That's true.
witness the shows, I keep telling Tanis, I'm like, you have to have him as a special guest on the podcast because he is
I know.
hilarious.
Yes,
That little boy is.
One day he'll come on.
He is a
We'll have
cutie.
him.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Mike is a cutie too, but he doesn't talk as much yet, so you don't get the like witty answers from Mike.
Yeah.
Rowan's got some good one-liners
he's
now.
Funny.
He's
Yeah,
funny.
He's turning into a funny little guy.
Yeah.
So, well, that's a pseudo question, but I have another question
Okay.
for you. I asked you that. I already asked you what was your least favorite. That was another question. What's your least favorite part? I just threw them all in. I
You
just peppered them in.
put them in.
Okay, I want to know, what is your favorite thing to knit? Like what?
Like what type of thing?
Yeah, like hat, shawl, sock, sweater, skirt.
Okay, so
Poncho.
I would probably say hat. I love knitting hats. I really do. Because you can...
I feel like you've only knit. Oh no, you've knit a couple hats.
Yeah, I've knit a few
Yeah,
hats. Because you can try a new technique, or you can use a color that you wouldn't...
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing that I knit very colorful is hats.
Yeah.
I like that I can kind of use a skein and, like, get the color out of my system and try a new technique, and it goes pretty quickly.
Yeah. Hats are great.
So probably hats. I love socks, but only for the practicality of it. You can, like, bring it everywhere with you to knit on. So hats and socks, I think. But I say that, but I knit sweaters.
Yeah.
So
you
I don't
knit a
know.
lot of sweaters.
Yeah, I knit a lot of sweaters.
So, okay, another one of my questions. This is just, it wasn't really a question, but it was just like a funny little anecdote about Sam.
Oh, geez.
Sam knits so much. Okay, she, and I'm not saying it like she knits as much as I do, which means she knits a lot. And she knits beautiful sweaters, shawls, hats. She knits so many socks. She never wears socks. I don't know if I've ever seen her. I've seen her wear a couple of shawls, but she's always hot. My question was going to be like cheeky. It was going to be like, are you hot or cold? hot. Like you're probably
Yeah.
ready to take off your sweater.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's funny. I wish I try so hard to be a cold person.
I know.
And
I'll be sitting by the and where my chair and the desk is, it's closer to the garage door, so sometimes I get more of like a chill, and I'd be like, I'll like put up my sweater over my shoulders, and she'll be like, "Got a chill?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like,
I'm so jealous.
Yeah,
I am.
She's over there. It's just funny.
I
It's
know.
just a funny thing.
I wish.
Because one day it's like winter, and she's here in bare feet, and I'm like, Sam, you you knit so many socks, like, and it's really funny. I'm like,
yeah. It is funny. It's funny.
Funny little anecdote about Sam.
Rowan's like that too.
Yeah.
Like both of us are the same. We both don't wear socks.
No socks.
And we both always take our sweaters off.
I'm always trying to get Rowan to put a sweater on. I'm like, it's cold. And he's like, Sam's not wearing a sweater.
I'm like, he's fine.
You're right.
He doesn't need socks.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. Maybe one day I'll get a chill. And
you get over
I'll be and I'll have so many knits.
You have bad circulation.
All right, I have one last question. And since it's her birthday, I thought this was like the perfect question to ask. Okay. So since it's your birthday, what's your favorite memory or achievement from the last year?
Oh my gosh. Well, it's been less than a year since we launched Pure Wash.
Yes.
So Pure Wash was a really big deal for me. Yeah. Because it's just a completely different way of ordering the yarn. We designed the yarn specifically, like customized it. Mm-hmm. It's been really well received, so that felt like an amazing achievement. Yeah. So I think like the whole life of Pure Wash has been my biggest. But I have to add to that, I'm also really into the speckles, and we started doing that. It's been less than a year since the speckles as well, since we started. Yeah. So this year were defined by Sam, Pure Wash, and speckles. Those are like all new things we did this year.
Yeah, it's been a big year. A lot of new things.
Because Sam was here.
Oh gosh, you guys started all that before me.
But then you really helped us follow through with it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's funny because we're close in age, but we're like just far apart enough in age that I'm like very much a millennial. And so Tanis will be like, "Oh, I want to try this thing," or like order something, and I'm like, "I'll find it," and I'm like,
she like knows how to use the internet. Like, basically, is the difference. Yeah, I like don't know how to use the internet well.
Yeah, so we just have that where it's like easy. Well. Yeah,
where I'd be like, I have an idea for something, and she'd be like, "You mean this?"
Yeah,
I'm like, yes.
Yeah, that was fun. That was cool.
That was a bonus. But luckily, they have internet in Toronto.
They do have internet in Toronto.
So I was like, Sam, if I need to figure something out, can I send you an email about this? And you were like, yes.
I was like, you better.
Good.
I better be the person you email so that I can help you with it.
So, and I just want to, I'm going to add just a little, like, disclaimer that we are not currently looking for a new Sam. Because I don't feel like there is a new Sam. But we've loved having an employee. I do think like that has opened up a lot of opportunities for us because it's freed up a lot of my time to work on designs and to like explore new ideas and all these things that we were able to do this year because Sam was here to help carry the load of all the day-to-day tasks. But I think we're going to take a little
let's just
Can everybody hear that? What is it?
We'll cut this part.
Sam,
cut!
I don't know what that was because I don't know how to use my phone. Sam fixed it. So we're just going to take it easy for this summer because it's going into summer. It's sort of slower anyways. Chris and I are going to sort of see what it's like. And now also when Sam came on, Micah was still a very young baby. Now he's in daycare, so I'm going to see what I can manage on my own, maybe with a little bit of part-time help or see what's what before we move forward.
I think Micah being older is going to make a big difference because he was still when I started working here, Micah was home every day.
Yeah.
He wasn't even walking yet.
No.
So it was different. You were still like very much like a mother to a baby.
In the thick of it. Yeah. With the baby for sure. So now my days are very, very different. So we'll see what I can manage.
I'm excited to see.
What happens?
I'm excited to see what TFA has in store for this next year.
Well, I'll keep you posted.
Oh, I will make sure.
Well, I think that wraps it up.
Yeah.
We did it.
It was fun.
We should do it again when you come to visit.
Absolutely. That'd be fun. Yeah.
So that's it. Thanks for everything, Sam.
Aww.
Okay.
Cut.
Cut.